Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. $10 remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick. $10 remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Needs assassin.
Radiant team pick. $10 remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Crystal Maiden.
Radiant team pick.
Looks like Timber
10
and
seconds
OD
remaining.
both are respect banned.
5 seconds remaining.
GF takes NA, which is pretty much a game controller,
Dire team
and
pick.
MG has decided to show their support and offlane. CM and Clock.
Visage.
Dire team ban. $10 remaining.
Visage. One of those micro heroes,
5 seconds remaining.
especially when you get 3 birds or 3 gargoyles.
Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban.
Another respect ban, Weaver.
10
Was used
seconds remaining.
pretty well by Nina in the first game. She was
5 seconds remaining.
creating a lot of pressure on the outer towers and managed to farm up
Reserve time.
decently.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alchemist.
Dire team pick.
Nyax and Puck ban. Alchem picked up. Alchem's still a very popular pick,
5 seconds
despite
remaining.
its nerfs.
Reserve
And
time.
Alchem CM is still one of the pairs of heroes with highest win rates, if I'm not wrong. It looks like MG is going for a pretty mobile draft, but I think the CM is going to get picked off a lot if she doesn't stick. And in the previous game, we saw that the CM's positioning wasn't really one of the best, so
Radiant
I think the
team
NA
pick.
is gonna have a field day. Tiny, interesting. I'd like to see a tiny carry.
Gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter to
Dire
counter the
team pick.
tiny. Should be interesting. Tiny as a carry needs a lot of farm and a lot of items.
10
So
seconds
if
remaining.
Girlfriends
Tinker.
doesn't get a draft that can give Tiny the
Radiant
space
team
he needs to
banned.
farm up, it's not gonna be as effective. Tinker can create a lot of space. I'm wondering who they're gonna put mid lane
10
against him.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Prophet's a pretty
Dire
good
team
ban
banned.
because Prophet on the side of Girlfriends would be very, very irritating to catch together with Tinker, and the two of them can just teleport in and pick off very easily.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team
Sniper
pick.
being banned. Probably scared that Tiny will have a hard time if there's a sniper on the other team. But I wouldn't really see MG picking a sniper now. So that ban is questionable.
10 seconds remaining.
Last pick for MG is probably going to be the mid lane.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm thinking maybe something like a
Reserve time.
TA. Okay, no. That's if Tiny is mid. So if Tinker is mid, what would be good against it?
10 seconds remaining.
OD is banned out.
5 seconds remaining.
Doom.
Dire team pick.
Maybe they'll put Doom on the off and Clock in the mid. What if NA mids? I think Tiny should be on the try. Tinker.
10 seconds
I don't know.
remaining.
Tinker.
5
Ancient.
seconds
Tinker.
remaining.
Mid. I don't like NA as a support because
Reserve time.
NA needs levels. So my opinion is that NA is best played on the mid to have decent effect in the game.
Mirana.
Potom. Well, Potom gives them the range, which MG sort of doesn't have right now. Oh no, why did my Dota hang? Thank goodness for reconnect. Tika going to mid, Potom going to off lane, and they're gonna try NA, Visage, and Tiny. Bottom CM, Alchem, Gyro, quite expected. Doom and Clock. Clock on off, Doom, mid,
30
I
seconds
guess.
to battle.
wonder if they noticed the CM there. Sentry coming.
The battle begins.
Okay, I'm presuming that NA didn't see. And oh, okay. I thought the Potem was gonna get the NA into trouble by getting them double stunned. Does that mean Clock has a ward? Yeah, Clock has a ward. They're gonna 1-2-2. Oh, fight for the rune and NA gets the rune. So Alchem goes back empty-handed. Mid should know that NA got the rune, and we're gonna see whether the first impale lands or not. And pauses. Always pauses. Doom! 3 last hits. Followed by Gyro. 2 last hits. Single digit last hits. So exciting. have a reconnection. Tinker is back, and shall we resume? Oh, this tiny has really been pumped. I'm very anxious to see what happens in the mid, but they should have known that Annie got an Invis rune.
Listen bottom.
Annie lands a stun. But it's gonna run away. Why the Visage? Why? The Visage was too greedy. She should have landed the hit on the Doom. And the Visage, well, the Visage dies because she was greedy. And she could have lived and could have taken down the Doom with a lot less trouble. But I'm curious. I mean, the Alchem and the Annie were fighting for the rune, and the Annie got it right in front of the Alchem. So there's no reason why mid could not have known. CM just out of position again, taking a whole lot of damage and an arrow to the face for no reason. And in the top, Annie just standing around the corner from the clockwork. Probably gonna look for the rune, which is a regen top, and the Tinker will have a full bottle. Visage tiny. Oh no, don't miss those last hits, they're very important. And the Potem's gonna solo bottom against the CM, Gyro, and Alchem. These three have a really good combo because they have, well, 2 stuns. I wouldn't really count the Gyro stun as a real stun, but she has level 1 of it. But the Rocket Barrage will do a lot of damage to the Potem, especially if the stuns land right in front of the Gyro. And the clock getting control at top. Just mana burn. Free 50 gold. I always like to see the supports fighting for 50 gold. Tiny is farming pretty decently, and the Doom is doing okay as well in mid, despite having given first blood. And it seems that bottom lane does not want to push out, so it is my opinion that the ring should be switched off. Because that will help, you know, keep your lane unpushed. I'm supposed to check the dire, my goodness, the dire courier. Dire plus courier became diarrhea. Anyway, it's an unusual pico.
Incoming!
Clock is getting contained and mana burned consistently. So that's quite sad for her. And Tinka is going off to look for runes, or I'm not sure why, but Doom has gotten the invis. And the Potom, what's the Potom doing? So because you have a gyro on your team, you should make an effort to stack the ancients. And well,
Dire's bottom tower
GF
is
has a
under
Tinker on
attack.
their team, and they're making the effort to stack their ancients for the Tinker. So this is something that MG really should do early on in the game, because pile of stacked ancients, it gives so much EXP and so much gold. Doom going off on a Tinker. Will the Tinker die? Visage coming in to help out.
Oh dear.
Oh no, she missed the deny, so Doom gets a kill there. And in the meantime, Potom has been pushed all the way back to the tower. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not. I mean, after all, Basilius is on. And supports have stopped pulling. But I kind of feel that CM and Alchem, they work really well together. They could roam more effectively at 5 minutes into the game. It seems that their Tinker is having a whole lot of problems with her network. That's sad. Well, Kimchi is watching from San Francisco and she's at 284 ping. 284 MS. Zuja is from Korea and she's at 190. I have a feeling this is the Malaysian server. I'm not sure. Is there even a Malaysian server? Because I'm getting about 87. And YC is at 146. And it's exciting, we're gonna resume. So let's see top lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's take a look at net worth. And Doom is definitely, well, highest in net worth. Gyro and Tiny are fighting for second. And Clock looks like she's in a bit of trouble. Just using Cox to get out of that. And the top supports are gonna pull to try get some EXP. Visage is very painful even without getting her ultimate,
And it's off.
but she really starts getting very useful
Denied.
when she gets her gargoyles. So it's pretty important for her to be 6, which is, I'm guessing, why she's in lane with the tiny. And the bottom lane, I would really like to see the Alchem and CM make some good plays.
Get off my lawn!
I mean, they have a smoke and you have double stuns, and you should have been charging. I guess
Enjoy
the combo is so foolproof that there's no way the bottom would not
Dire's
die.
middle tower is under attack.
But they really could have done that a lot earlier.
Radiant's top tower is
Clock
under attack.
went to mid. No one is helping stack. Clock could have just gonna pull
Radiant's top
for the
tower
gyro.
is under attack.
Regeneration.
Invis bottom is gonna be taken by the Doom.
Radiant's top tower is under
And-
attack.
Does not have ulti, so cannot kill mid. But has Midas, so is very rich. Gyro has gone phase boot, so has a lot of damage, but not that much attack speed. And Clock level 8 looking for the kill, but Tinka has decided to clear stack. And evidently the Doom knows that the Tinka has been stacking. The bottom just moving out to, well, in my opinion, to kind of cover the
Dire's
Tinka.
middle tower is under attack.
It's nice to see that the Tinka, that the Potem was trying to give the Tinka the full
Dire's
EXP.
bottom tower is under attack.
But I guess she kind of got chased away by the Doom on the top slope, so she ran back in. And they all know that Tinka's clearing stack, but Tinka is practically done with it, and I feel the
Dire's
Clock should
bottom
not have
tower
gone
is
in
under
that way.
attack.
Alchem
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
manages to get the kill on the Tinka, and Gyro a little late with the ulti. Doom has Doom. Probably gonna focus Annie and together with the CM. Annie's gonna go down. Doom tried to turn around to kill, but Moonlight has saved both the Potem and the Visage. So right now there's no side up for GF, and that's a bad thing. With all their supports top protecting the tiny, I guess they haven't had time to ward up. Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Tiny has a Midas as well, but it's significantly poorer. Whoa. Okay, I'm charging a stun. It's gonna let it go on bottom. Bottom can leap out, and Visage is getting focused by Gyro stun. Manages to take down the Gyro though, and Annie coming in
bottom
with
tower has
a
fallen.
stun that unfortunately misses. Bottom tower is destroyed by the Radiant, so they did not come in time to deny it. And Visage has just reached 6, has a pair of gargoyles, while the Clock looks for a hook on the Tinker. Hook? No? Okay. Okay. that works,
Dire's middle
but
tower
it's
is
in the
under
middle
attack.
of a couple of towers, so Doom on the NA again. It's like they're just ignoring the NA and focusing their message, and Doom's probably gonna go down to the tower and arrow. And I'm not sure why she cocked just then.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Two supports kinda too far away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Annie is coming in. CM? Is she going for the CM? Yep.
Dire's
No,
middle tower
why?
is under attack.
He manages to get a stun on 2. Potem is... okay, not the Potem. The Alchem has charged, and the stun manages to hit a tiny Annie running from the cloud. And Doom and Gyro looking for kills, but GF has backed off. Tinker coming in the middle of everyone. Doom is right under the tower, so that Shadow Blade is not gonna do anything for her. And Gyro is gonna die. Yep. So I actually wasn't too hot about the NA Visage combo, but it does seem
Radiant's bottom tower
they are really
is under
strong
attack.
after hitting 6. And they have managed to level a lot faster than, well, the CM and the Alchem.
My heart.
Alchem is at this moment 7. NA is 8. And Visage is 7. So their comboing looks like it's working out
Radiant's
somehow.
bottom tower is under attack.
Gyro needs to really get that farm a lot faster. Or the Midas on the other team are gonna overrun them in the late game.
Radiant's top tower
Top
is
tower
under
is
attack.
probably gonna go down. In the meantime, bottom might die, but it seems quite likely that the Doom's gonna be taken down in the process of trying to kill the bottom. And the bottom does not
Radiant's
die,
top tower has fallen.
and they have given a top tower as well, so that's kinda wasted. Not the best decision making from the Doom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Perseverance on bottom. Probably going for Lincoln. And BOT up on the Tinker. So Tinker's gonna be very troublesome soon. And the NA can be very, very annoying as well. Just activating her carapace to stun the Alchem. Probably in case the Alchem was charging. And a stun on the CM. This CM has been taking a lot of unnecessary damage. Hook coming in, but just misses a little bit because the allies were in the way. And NA gets taken down by Gyro. The birds as well, just feeding the Radiant team. Gyro does go down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Visage, 7 kills. Doom, 5 kills. Pretty even, 12 to 13. EXP is in favor of GF. Gold is more or less even. And Doom seems to be charging past towers again. Probably trying to make space for the rest of the team. But the stun is gonna catch her up and the arrow will finish off.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm still not sure what Tiny is planning to go for. It's gonna drums, but definitely needs a lot more items than that before she can go around rexing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I like the movement, going in behind the tower, but I guess she noticed the clock TP in, so she kind of backed off.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
If the Annie moved up, she would have exposed all these 3 smoke heroes, but she did not expose it, so the Tinker is gonna get stunned even though the Clockwork has missed a hook. It's a 4v3 in the middle, and I think that GF will probably give up this tower without contesting it. The Cox will be keeping the heroes away.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And in the meantime, Nina doing what Nina is good at doing. Solo push farming out another lane. Gyro coming in to contest the farm, but Nina has gotten quite a lot of creeps from that entire lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Her last hits are, well, almost comparable to the gyro. Well, I guess they are comparable to the gyro's last hits.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is under
Tinker
attack.
has a false staff. I would have expected a dagger, but I guess whatever works for you. And the big question now is,
Radiant's bottom tower is
defend
under
or
attack.
trade?
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And it looks like trade. 2 towers for 1.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant
Oh,
structures are
the toss
fortified.
just missing
Radiant's bottom
because
tower
of
is
the
under attack.
fortify. It
Radiant's
still goes down
bottom
anyway,
tower
probably
has
just
fallen.
to slow them down a bit so that they have a chance to maybe take down the second tower
Dire's
at top.
top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
So 2 towers for 2. Quite even, I guess, and that was a tier 3. With totally no one coming back to contest it. Sentry going down and 50 gold for the CM. Annie now has a dagger. It's gonna be able to engage and more or less create a nuisance out of herself. And the Visage has a mecha. So I think that now is actually a pretty good time for GF to fight and contest.
Dire's middle
Or maybe
tower
not.
is
If they
under
can
attack.
manage to get the Gyro to waste the BKB. It would be a good time to engage. NA has gotten doomed. It does look like Doom has been focusing her,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
and well, Moonlight Shadow being used in my opinion a little late. Tiny TPing in, use drums,
Dire's middle tower
and
is under attack.
Blade Mail
Radiant's bottom
on
tower
Clockwork.
is under attack.
Tinker's gonna come in, I believe Clock's down, and in the middle, the CM has taken the tower.
1% inspiration, 90%.
CM has almost 2k gold, and Tinker has
Radiant's
just picked up a
bottom
dagger.
tower is under attack.
Are you trying to get a Midas?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Are you? No, you're gonna get a fast stuff. Okay. Double damage on the Doom. And she has eaten a wolf. So it's gonna hurt when she hits. Tiny has a scepter. And soon she will have immense Rexing power. So what she really lacks now is attack speed. The Midas has been serving her really well though. So I guess it was a good decision to pick up that early Midas. In the meantime, Doom is going for Shiva, which she can buy. But there's an NA here camping the shop, and if she waits a while more, she would have gotten the bird. I didn't check the cooldown on that, but I have a feeling it was probably up. And the bird. Okay, they're not gonna kill the bird. Oh, they're gonna kill the bird. Okay, they're not gonna kill the bird. And Invis Clock is gonna just walk in and conk 2 heroes. NA has managed to keep herself safe with Spike Carapace for a while, but still goes down anyway. And Gyro's ulti is such an enormous AoE, but because it takes so long to cast, you can just escape from it pretty easily. Alchem self-stuns, and Gyro is taken down by the Tinker. Tries to TP away, and makes it. Tiny is running after the clock like a street bully. The clock's blade mail is really quite painful. So she couldn't do anything but just follow it for a bit. But clock goes down anyway. Tinker with the first staff dagger seems to know that the Doom is around. Lincoln up on the bottom. Net worth still, well, tiny, and Gyro has dropped to 3rd. Gyro has been, well, in my opinion, dying some unnecessary deaths.
Regeneration.
Bottom, arrow the Roshan and continue Roshaning. Arrow Roshan. Okay. Potom, Arrow Roshan. Okay, never mind. Gyro has DC'd, so we have another pause.
Your talents surpass your
Okay,
loveliness.
we are live. And we are gonna have a clash with Annie leading the way when a blink. And with stun, Doom goes off, but the arrow hits the Doom and Annie goes down.
Bottom tower is under
I have the mecha was on cooldown and Gyro was bombing the choke point, but I guess that probably wasn't the best place to bomb.
Do it with flair.
The Visage Gargoyle is doing work and bottom has just used a defensive Moonlight Shadow. So the Tinker
Radiant's
keeps
bottom tower is under
Blink,
attack.
force stuffing and TPing from here, and she's done that a couple of times in front of them. They should be able to catch her if they're familiar with the way she does that. I'm not sure whose force stuff that was. Probably the clock for stuffing the tiny bag. The Tinker did try to come in and help, but I guess the MG heroes were too gangster.
Boom! There it goes.
I kind of felt that GF was winning, but it seems that MG is still not out of the game yet. Dagon 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she got her soul ring after she had her first stuff beauty and bottle. Hook coming in late mail as well, but still the clock's taking an immense amount of damage because of the march, and the Tinker
Radiant's
just
top
turns
tower is
around
under attack.
and
Which of us
rockets,
has the degree?
and she dies, and the Doom,
I'd
well,
say
a little late to the fight, but does manage to get a kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tiny going for, looks like a BKB. TP's to the bottom to defend. Seems like someone wants to go for Roshan. Or wants to check Roshan. And they are in a good position to take Roshan actually, because they have all their wards up. They have vision of the entire area. But the bottom should really arrow Roshan. Like, the bottom should really arrow Roshan. Like, really. Anyway, NA is scouting out the forest, and they're drawing hearts on the map.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Tiny gets the Aegis. Clock's rocket scouting it out a little too late. MKV or Crystallis? What do you think? I am thinking Crystallis. We'll see. See, the Tiny actually has no vision at all of this portion of the map, but she's still somehow finding some kind of space to farm.
Allies disappear.
The ward in middle should have spotted them out, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm coming in with a stun, gyro casting her ulti, and the birds really doing well. Okay, gargoyles. Please remind me of gargoyles. keep calling them birds. The Tiny, a little late to the party, has to cast BKB defensively to run off. Bottom at the back manages to get her stun pinged, and Tinker is blinking around in advance. The Gunner just being annoying. Arrow misses.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Gyro goes back to farming.
And it's up.
I kinda thought that MG was gonna go top to hunt the forest, but they did a turn and went for mid instead.
Holy
CM is taken down by the Tinker. And Dalcam is charging, but the stun's gonna get pinged away. So Bottom is just gonna run after the Gyro and does manage to take her down. Alchem also dies under her own tower, whereas the Tinker gets doomed. So this time, the NA doesn't get doomed, the Tinker does. A stun coming in stuns both of them, and Spike Carapace as well. NA gets taken down, and Visage
Radiant's
has to
top tower is
run.
under attack.
Like years in the rain.
Bottom is unstoppable. And
Radiant's top tower has
the
fallen.
Visage is still playing with them, just buying time for the Tiny to, well, push down top.
Lost.
Bottom has a Milner. Wait, not a Milner yet, just a Maelstrom.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But they've been pretty successful in keeping MG busy so that Tiny can attempt to rack stop. Well, she's gotten 1.5 towers. Not too sure if that trade was the best, but at least her team's creating opportunities for her. She still has Aegis anyway, so maybe they should just fight as 5 and take down the tier 2s. Would be a pretty good time for her to have joined them bottom after Radiant Heroes just used up all their
Radiant
spells.
structures are
It's a
fortified.
point blank arrow in the face, but bottom's gonna have to run off. There's no point casting your ultimate like that when the bottom has not wasted a leap yet. I guess it was more of a defensive, reflexive kind of thing. DD bottom,
double damage.
much pain each hit. It's about 300. Almost 4k on the Doom. Wonder what she's going for. And Aegis is gonna disappear shortly. So I hope she realizes that. She's going for an AC next.
Radiant's
Probably
bottom
will
tower
sell
is under
her
attack.
drums,
Do it with flair.
I'm guessing.
Radiant's
Bottom
bottom
tower
tower
is
has
taken down.
fallen.
Doesn't look like, well, Radiant was planning to contest that anyway. And in the middle... Clock, are you gonna die, Clock? Tinker gets doomed behind and will definitely die. NA coming in. Moonlight Shadow is up. Toss on the Doom. Oh no, the NA gets stunned before she can cast her Hail. And Bottom has to fight a bunch of BKB heroes in acid, which is always an idea. And they're more or less ignoring the bottom, they're just going for the Visage and the Tiny. Visage might actually die. The message might actually die. Anxiously watching. Okay, does not die. Relic on the Doom. (29 to 28). Kills are still quite even. XP is in the favor of GF, and gold earn is slowly going in the favor of GF as well, despite being in MG's favor for most of the game. And items, let's take a look at items. Gem on the Doom. I guess the Moonlight Shadow has been proving to be irritating. And 6 out of the 10 players have face boots. And it's quite... I don't know, I'm usually in favor of attack speed rather than damage. But I guess it evens out in the end. Bottom manages to get a Milner. Milner gives tons of attack speed. And Tiny is going AC. The Midas has been helping her attack a bit faster so far. Clock coming in with a hook. Force stuff away. And both sides kind of split. It's like one of those, you know, clean divorces. Just immediately separate. This Tiny has to watch it. Tiny really has to watch it. If she dies again now, it's gonna be disastrous. Annie coming with a stun that saved her. And Gyro's ulti, well, missing everything. Doom on the Tiny. Tiny probably won't die. Gyro is forced to BKB. While Totem dies and gives 1000 gold. Visage gets hooked to death, and the NA manages to cast Carapace, and clock is taken down. Gyro is gonna die. And Tinker's March has been helping quite a bit. Toss! Toss! Oh, well. I think she was trying to do it. She could have, I believe, but she kinda chickened out. So it's a 1v1.
Radiant's
And
middle tower is under attack.
I think the tower's gonna go down.
Radiant structures are fortified.
CM is out, but what can a CM do? Doom's coming
Radiant's
in.
middle tower has fallen.
Immediately Shadow Blades. It's just burning away with the Radiance. This is such a bad idea. BKB, so the CM can't do anything, but the Tiny is very likely gonna die. Doom's turn to BKB, and Annie is coming in with a... oh no. But Annie would have landed that stun if the Doom didn't have BKB on.
Wake in lowest hell.
So I think Tiny really shouldn't have played that way. I mean, she could have just taken the BKB and, I don't know, gone off. Bottom's going for Crystallis. That's gonna hurt. And Gyro, where are you? Gyro is going for MKB, so I'm wrong about that. I said she was gonna get Crystallis. Visage was doing pretty well earlier on, but seems to have gotten a bit stuck. Doom's max level, and the next 3 highest leveled heroes are all on GF side. Then we have the Gyro, which is the farmer. gold. BKB is now left with 5 seconds. NA is just getting burned to death, and she's gonna die so soon if she doesn't just run. But I guess the Doom doesn't wanna risk it, even though I think she could have. And meanwhile,
Trespasser.
I missed the kill on the CM. The arrow just missing. And Alcam dies. Doom now being focused on, stuns coming in all over the place. The clock got stunned. But I guess there's no one near her to help. And I do think that if there are no buyouts, mid's gonna get rexed. Doom and Gyro have buybacks. And the buybacks come out. But Doom doesn't have Doom. So they could have attempted to take her down one more time, but I think they're going for Roshan instead. Gem on the NA. I hate it the most when my Invis opponents get gem. It's just horrible for me. And Roshan goes down very fast.
Has fallen to the dark.
Tiny takes it as well. And it does seem like GF actually has a pretty good chance of taking this game by rexing. So in my opinion, unlike the previous game where the engages had to be fought outside the base, I believe that this game they can wait for GF to come in and then engage them inside.
Boom! There.
But Tinker's gonna be a big problem. Pushing out either another lane or coming in with archers. The arrow doesn't hit anything. And Doom's out of position, but the Doom has 2.6k HP. And the Tinker, I was wondering why the Tinker is so daring. Scared me for a moment there. And Dagon 5. Dagon 5 on a Tinker. So Tinker really needs to just keep casting much. And that's gonna be extremely irritating to MG. Tiny going in with BKB, this means that if she dies and she revives, she's not gonna have BKB. And anyway, her BKB is down to 4 seconds. Aegis is used and Doom with BKB is trying to do as much damage before she respawns. But Tiny is back up and Clock just making it away by the skin of her teeth. Top tower is gonna go down.
Radiant's top tower
I
has
believe
fallen.
top Rex is gonna fall
Radiant
pretty
structures
easily
are fortified.
and quickly.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Stun is going off on the Tiny and Blade Mail is probably what
Radiant's top
killed her, but they still managed to take the top Rex. And a creep has been doomed. So misplay there. And Tinker coming in, just feeding on the CM. Just feeding on the CM. And Annie coming in as well. the two of them just kind of explode next to each other. Now the Tinker has to run off very, very quickly. But Radiant now has a bottle, courtesy of the Tinker. And mid
Radiant's
lane
middle tower
is
is under attack.
slowly getting wrecked. I have a feeling we're gonna go on to game 3 because we are probably gonna see a GG soon. GF is definitely leading this game.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Tinker with the
Radiant's
EB.
middle barracks are under attack.
We have established the mountain.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
And if they want to be safe, they would actually wait for the next Roshan. But after taking out the clock,
Radiant's bottom
I have
tower
a
is
feeling
under
they're just
attack.
gonna go and try for Rex and Throne. Tinker has just gotten Doom, but Tinker has a lot of HP, so well, it's just walking around in circles and just buys back and TP's back in.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So I guess it was
Radiant's
worth
bottom
it
tower
to
has fallen.
trade lives with the Doom.
Radiant's bottom
you have
barracks
buyback.
has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has
And
fallen.
the-
The Dire now have mega creeps.
Tinker is playing really aggressively right now.
Dire victory.
On to game 3, I guess. Whoever wins the third game will be more or less the ultimate winner. Even though there's so many stand-ins.